Yo, what's up, guys? We're all here to bring you Sket Dance episode 73 review. So let's get into it. Sket Dance, you can't do that. Okay. I want to mention something real quick. I like how the next episode preview touches upon something I think was told to me like probably 4 episodes ago. I think like episode 69. I did the review for that, and I had mentioned, I hope Unyu and Daisy get like a little bit more screen time, especially Unyu, because we haven't really had any Unyu episodes. And I just looked up who told me. Rock King 1995 is the one who mentioned to me that there is a chapter where Tsubaki, Bossun, and Himiko go to Unyu's house, which I can see Tsubaki. I don't see why Bossun and Himiko, and I think I saw Switch at certain points, go to Unyu's house. Like, what's the reasoning behind that? I find that funny because that's the preview for next week. So next week we're actually getting that episode and then a Takanashi part. So I'm cool with that because we haven't gotten Takanashi doing some funny stuff. Mind you, Takanashi kind of chills in the background because her main gimmick is the fact that she's like the eater of food souls and shit. But even though her original thing was that, she was the baseball player and she has a good connection to Himiko, but now it's just all about the food. And I'm knocking over my speaker on the floor because I'm a dumbass. But anyways, let's get into the episode. Really, all I have to say in terms of this episode in a one-word sentence would probably be, this is a what the fuck episode, because it's not like there's a sense of cohesion in either one of these parts. I will admit this much. I kind of wish the Roman part was longer, though. And the reasoning why is because I felt like there was a lot more they could have fucked with, and it would have probably been funnier. For example, it's like, because the second half is really what takes up the majority of the episode. The first half is kind of showing Kaito's first student council espionage or some shit, because it's like, oh, someone's peeking on Himiko. And I thought it was so funny that it seems like, you know what I found funny? In the entire series, there's only like 3 girls that are actively called cute or pretty or any of that shit in the series. And for some reason, Himiko is not one of those girls. Takanashi is like, oh, I have a crush with Takanashi. Oh, Sai is a cute tsundere. Oh, Koma's thick. And oh, Momoka has like a cute voice that doesn't go with her original Yankee personality. No one ever says shit about Himiko or Reiko or... I need more Rumi episodes, just throwing that out there too. I was something in the back of my mind. I was like, where are my Rumi episodes, damn it? Where are my Rumi episodes? But I don't know. I find that funny that that's like another ongoing joke with Himiko, that no one thinks she's attractive. Because it was like, oh, because she told Bossun, so she's like, oh, someone peeped on me and I was changing clothes and I'm going to whoop their asses. And for one, they're not interested. And 2, they're like, no, they were probably looking for Takanashi. They probably weren't looking at you. It was like, wow. Himiko's not even ugly. Like, what? That's fucked up. Like, the first half is really, the whole peeping Tom situation was fine. I enjoyed it. It wasn't nothing really. I thought the funniest shit was at the end of that when, like, the entire student council is involved. So now you have, like, these scenes where, like, Tsubaki and Kaito keep going back and forth because Kaito's like, well, I only joined the student council because I want to take over the student council, and then I want to rule the school. And I'm like, what? As I said, Kaito really doesn't fit as a Sket Dance character because he has no comedy side to him. I also like how he took a shot at Bossun. He's like, they were there first, and they had like taught the guy to come down and confess to the student council and shit. And like, fucking Kaito comes out of nowhere and beats the shit out of the dude. It's like he ties him up and beats the shit out of him. It's like, wow, that was kind of fucked up. Bossun had just talked him down. What are you doing? And then he's like, he didn't even recognize Bossun. It was like, who are you? He's like, this is Bossun, our leader. And he's like, oh, he was the dude on the ground that one time. Which was Himiko's fault. That's what I thought was funny. I kind of wish they had made that a joke, but then it would have turned into that whole, when Bossun broke his hand thing and the whole master shit. I thought that was funny. Also, but like, also Usami, because they don't really go into explanation for Usami like I thought they would. It's really just an episode where like Usami's there, and it's like, oh no, Boston bumps into Usami, and Usami starts hitting on fucking. Usami hits on Kaito, Switch, and Bossun. I like how Switch is the only nigga who tries to play off it. He's like, well, thank you very much, young lady. It's like, Switch, who told you to bring out the pimp cane? Chill the fuck out. Like, it was ridiculous. But the first episode, the first half was kind of like, the second half was just ridiculous. There were so many things in here that was confused. There was like a lot of manga jokes. There's a Shonen versus Shoujo little mini war in that second half. Obviously, Roman being on the side of Shoujo is kind of poking fun at like the falsities of Shoujo and Shonen. It was like, oh, Shonen's repetitive, and I'm like, no, it's not. And then I look at Fairy Tail, I'm like, oh. Fairy Tail fans are gonna hate me. Oh shit! What made it weird is I think there's like a lot of Tezuka. There was a Tezuka reference. There's a Simon and Garfunkel reference, which was very, very weird and came out of left field. But then again, almost everything in the second half came out of left field, like the little manga versus thing, Shonen versus Shoujo. And just to throw that out here is a question for you guys. What do you prefer, Shonen versus Shoujo? Which is better? Which is more original in its own reasoning? And which would you prefer to read if you had to only pick one genre? Most people aren't going to say Shonen, but I figured I'd ask anyway. And then I believe and then you know what sucks about this episode? The reason why I said this half should have got more explanation, because there are scenes that could have been totally expanded upon. Like there's a scene where it's like, okay, there are these two guys that are like fucking with Roman and their girls and shit. And Roman, the dude comes out of nowhere with his dark tan and shit. And he's like, okay, we're going to have a contest. But oh, Roman, it's one person versus their two. Pick a partner. And it's like this cute RomanXBossun moment where it's like, okay, you can work with Bossun. And I'm like, oh, so they're actually going to readdress this romance thing. Because, she was, like, technically the first romantic interest of Bossun. Technically. You can make the argument for Himiko, too. So, like, Himiko and Roman were, like, the first two romances for Bossun, even though Roman just turned into a fourth wall breaking comedic character. I was like, oh, we're going to actually have a RomanXBossun moment. And then they jump cut to after they've already worked on the manga, which I thought would have been a pretty funny part of the episode. That's why I think the entire episode should have been the Roman shit, because it was like, you could have put the shit where Bossun and Roman are like working on the thing together, where it would have been a good mix of like comedy and like shipping material. Also, on top of that, just as a side note, when they get into like display their works, Bossun looks like tired and like fucked over, and there's no reasoning behind that, which makes me think the manga probably goes into more detailed explanation than the anime does, just as an argument. But the mangas they both create were just straight out retarded. Like, the fucking super hyper jumping thing was ridiculous. The fucking Romans and Boston's was like this stupid, we're going to ask like 20 questions and then repeat ourselves and have like these simple ass answers. I'm like, this isn't even a fucking romance. This is just random shit. And then you got like Saya and Yaba-san, which she's been thrown in this episode like twice. I was surprised by that. And it was just like, what the fuck? And like Romans won. I'm like, what? It's like, and then they were like, oh look, it's the god of manga, and the face is blurred out, so you can't see who it is. And honestly, I don't recognize Japanese faces. So if anyone knows who that was supposed to be, let me know. And then there was just like, and I love Himiko's in the background doing commentary for everything, and it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Really, I was like, you kind of laugh at the second half purely because of just the what the fuck factor. Because it's just all over the fucking place. It didn't make any fucking sense. Like, I swear to God. But overall, okay episode. I kind of wish the Roman part was the entire episode. Kinda. I still like the first half enough. But also just a nice Agata moment at the end. I do like how Saya breaks the fourth wall at the end of that section, though. Like, because Tsubaki goes to get advice from Akata, you know, explaining Usami and Kato to him. And then, like, Saya comes in and, like, is making them tea. And then, like, the scene finishes. And then, like, Saya walks into the scene and is like, what the fuck is this? Like, and then this shit just goes to the eye catcher. But, good shit. Takanashi Unyu episode next week, so look forward to that. I wonder when the Solitude arc is going to actually kick up. Are they going to wait until, like, the 80s? Or like, are we going to have some more episodes with Kaito in them before? Or we're just going to shoehorn him in like we did Saya? Just wondering. I'm assuming we probably won't get a new opening until they finish Solitude arc. That's usually what they do. I think that's what happened with the School Rhapsody arc. They ended School Rhapsody and then we went to the new opening, which is what we have now. So, also, where the fuck is Rumi? Where the fuck is Akane? Where the fuck is Koma? Like, really, Koma was introduced in season 2 just like Saya, and Koma's only been in like 3 episodes. Yeah, her introduction. She's in the thing that happened. I think it was last week's the crab thing with Himiko. And she's in the Samurai episode. She's only in 3 goddamn episodes. Why is Koma not used that much? It's weird. Don't introduce a character who's only been in like 3 episodes. Saya's been in like almost every damn episode. I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 since her introduction she hasn't been in. Even if she's just in there as a cameo, she's in like every goddamn episode. But I'm rambling now. But that's essentially my views on I just wasted all my chill out time before work, but fuck it. This is my review for Sket Dance episode 73. Okay episode. Everything's cool. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Unyu Takanashi episode next week, which I'm hoping Takanashi episode. I'm actually looking forward to the Unyu part because we don't know anything about that character except that she's rich. And that she's stupid rich. Like, she's stupid and she's rich. Or she's ignorant and she's rich. Also, Tsubaki has like an indirect crush on her. They need to do something with that too. Just throwing that out there. And has anyone started shipping Usami Tsubaki yet? Because I feel like that will be next. But anyways, I'm rambling now. So, vlogs again from your boy Terrell. Sket Dance, what's so awesome? And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.